Hello, I'm Tom Barnfield and this is the first training session video. It's really just a trial of the screen capture software I'll be using, which is Silverback 2.0, made by the Clear Left company in Brighton, or at least promoted by them. I'm not sure how much work they did on it themselves, but it does seem to be really good. So let's get cracking. This first one is adjustment layers, and this is very much in the region of non-destructive editing, whereby you get a photograph like this rather crappy low-res image I took at a wedding once on an iPod camera of some colourful flowers, and you put some layer effects over it basically to alter its appearance while leaving it completely untouched. So truly is non-destructive. Before I start rambling, I think I'd better cut to the chase here. So if you get your photograph on a layer, it can be a background layer, can be an ordinary layer, any layer will do. You can look at your layers palette here, and down the bottom of that layers palette you'll see a little symbol which is kind of black and white, a bit like a tau symbol, and if you left click on that you'll get a pop-up menu appearing, and in the pop-up menu you get various options for the kind of adjustment layer you'd like to add. There's quite a few here, far too many to go into at the moment because I'm trying to keep the file size down on this video, but the one we'll be using at the moment for the purposes of this demo is hue saturation. So if I get a hue saturation adjustment layer going on by clicking on that in the pop-up, it will produce the hue saturation dialog box, which is probably familiar to you. It's the same one you get when you go image adjustments, hue saturation. So just, play around with the sliders, alter the colours. Let's make all of these orange flowers green. There you go. All the orange flowers are green. Unfortunately, there you go, click OK to that. You'll notice it's altered all the other colours as well, and we don't want to do that. But when you choose an adjustment layer from the pop-up, they come complete with a mask already attached and linked. This is the little link icon here. You can turn the link on, turn the link off. There you go. A bit slow, isn't it? And when it's highlighted, when you're working in the mask that comes with the adjustment layer, it will have this little black line around it. So always make sure if you're going to work on the mask, it's highlighted with this little black border. Right, now that looks bloody awful, and far too much has been changed. So what I want to do is just select the orange flowers, and without too much of a sideline, too much of a tangent happening here, I'm going to try and show you something that I find very useful, which is select colour range. And colour range allows you to select from within the image, using these eyedropper tools here, all the pixels within the image that are of a certain colour. Fuzziness here, that's fairly self-explanatory, just sort of changes quite how much of that colour in the image is selected. You can add to the selection, so let's try and alter the appearance of this preview here by selecting some of the other oranges in the image. Slightly darker one there, you'll see that's improved it considerably, because from the preview you can see that the flowers, which are orange, are very much entirely selected, and you're not really selecting too much of the rest of the image. If I turn it down a little bit here on the fuzziness scale, you'll see some of the other oranges are disappearing there in the preview image. So click OK to that. Have a little Keith Floyd moment. There we go. Right, so that's what my selection looks like. Let's refine it because it's not good enough. So we'll go Select, Refine Edge, and you'll see here there are various preview options. There you go, I'll just correct this. When you go Refine Edge, if your preferences are set to do so in Photoshop, it will simply use the last settings that you defined for it. Now then, what we want is reset everything to 0 there, and that's the selection which was chosen for us by colour range. We're going to improve it slightly by adding a bit more contrast and expanding it slightly. Maybe not that much. Up the contrast. There we go. Bit of smooth maybe. Get rid of a few stray pixels. Feather to help the smooth do its job. And click OK. Right, now it's not a brilliant selection, but it'll do for the purposes of this training video anyway. There we go. And you can see from the selection, the dancing ants, the selection marquee there, you can see that it's selected pretty much just the orange flowers. So if you turn on your adjustment layer again, make sure your mask is selected, and then use the handy shortcut of inverse selection, which is Command, Shift and I. We've now got everything selected that isn't those orange flowers. D on the keyboard will set your foreground and background colours to the defaults of white and black, or black and white, depending on what you've chosen as your defaults. X will flip those. So now I've got a foreground colour of black. Press G if I haven't done already. Did I do that? Probably. Anyway, there you go. I've now got the paint bucket tool and a foreground colour of black. So when I click within the selection, which is everything here that isn't the orange flowers, there we go. Now you'll see the mask here, and if I just show you a preview of what the mask actually looks like, that's what the mask actually looks like. Just get rid of those, get rid of the selection marquee on that. So you see the white areas are allowing the adjustment layer to show through, turning the orange flowers green, and the rest of it isn't affected at all by the adjustment layer. And just to show how powerful non-destructive editing is, we'll turn off the adjustment layer, turn it back on. You see your original photo is completely unchanged by the colour change. You can just turn that layer off and all of your adjustments will just disappear. And if you change your mind, you don't like green flowers instead of orange, and you want pink flowers instead of orange or something, just double click on the adjustment layer icon there, and you'll get the hue saturation dialog back up again, where you can just change it to sort of dark red, blue, kind of bluey purple kind of flower there. There you go, there's a very blue flower. I'm going to press Alt and the cancel changes to reset on these dialogues, so you can just return it to the way it used to look. I'm going to click cancel now because actually I kind of like the green flowers after all. So there we go, that's it, that's adjustment layers. Next time I'll be showing you clipping masks, which will be much better. If you want to get a head start on that, there's a handy shortcut that wasn't in our training with Silicon Beach, which is Command, Alt and G, which is a quick keyboard shortcut for adding a clipping mask to your layer. Very useful indeed, but that's getting a little bit more advanced, so we'll save that for next time. Thank you. I'm going to stop this screen capture software now, and hopefully it will work. See you next time.